Of the National Information Technology Development Agency, NITDA, to have results speech. Please, a round of applause for him, please.
The Honorable Minister, heavily represented by the distinguished and distinguished colleagues that are here, I want to say good morning to everyone. Good morning to everyone. Good morning. Thank you very much. I'm really excited to be here this morning to be part of this emerging trend. I'm here to represent the Director General of National Information Technology Development Agency, Kashifu Abdullahi, who is unavoidably absent. As you may have heard in the news, Nigeria has just recently signed an MOU with the Dubai World Trade Center to bring in GITEX Africa in Nigeria by 2025. And he was instrumental to that signature. That's why presently he is still in Marrakesh and maybe on his way back to Nigeria. That's to tell you why he's not present. I have asked me to represent him at this very important occasion. And having listened to the various speakers speak on the importance, number one, of digital literacy and also gender inclusion, it becomes very important and imperative. I'll make a simple reference to what we are doing as an agency in that regard. The National Information Technology Development Agency is an agency under the Federal Ministry of Communication, Innovation and Digital Economy. We have been set aside to develop frameworks, develop standards, and also guidelines and regulations for the IT ecosystem in general. And having said that as a brief introduction, we have come up with a vision. And our vision is in alignment to implement the 5 strategic pillars as the Federal Ministry of Communications, Innovation and Digital Economy has set out in the digital blueprint for the nation's digital economy. And that is also making reference to what the federal government as a whole in this 8-point agenda, which ranges from that of reforming the economy to providing a kind of accelerated and specific efficient service delivery, as has been outlined by the federal government as its own 8-point agenda. Taking a look at that and taking cognizance of this fact, our agency has been set out to implement the vision of the federal government in transforming the economy. And what we have done to that effect is to come up with a strategic roadmap and action plan. And our vision is very clear in that strategic roadmap and action plan. Our desire is to make Nigeria an IT digital capable nation, fostering inclusive economic development through technological innovation. And in trying to implement that vision, we have come up with 8-point agenda or 8 strategic blueprints where we will refer to as our point of excellence. And the first pillar in that position on that particular implementation program is that of fostering digital literacy and cultivating talent. That aligns with what GetBundi is doing and what all the other speakers have said is doing. We recognize the importance of empowering our young ones, empowering the entire nation with digital skills if they are going to play effectively within the digital economy space. As you all agree with me, technology has transformed the way we live our lives. Technology has transformed the way we work. Technology has transformed the way we do all things in this world. And if you're not playing effectively in technological space, the implication is that you are not playing at all. And if you're not digitally literate, even as at this moment, and you cannot play effectively within digital space, it is possible that in the next few years, you as an individual will be forgotten. AI has come into place, and AI makes use of data. Now, you can now use ChatGPT to make different to search. And if they search for you within the digital space and you are not found within the space, even if you are alive, it is possible that you cannot be recognized. You cannot be recognized and cannot be remembered. And that shows the importance of becoming digitally literate and playing effectively within the digital space, and imperative if any community, if any society, if any venture at all will succeed in this our digital arena. Now, having said that, what are we doing in the area of digital literacy? Now, it's very clear we have set on our agenda that by 2027, we will achieve 70%, we will ensure that 70% of Nigerians are digitally literate. And in doing that, we have come up with some specific programs. And that programs include Digital for All initiative. Now, if you have been listening over the news recently, you will see that there was a launch and there was a discussion on that, which was heralded by the First Lady himself, which was a few days ago, brought into the space. And what that means is that we want to empower as many as possible, going through this process and going through our platform to be digitally literate, not only in English, but in specific indigenous languages that the people can relate with. And that's why we are partnering with as many interest groups as possible, and that's why we are particularly interested in what GetBundi is doing in terms of indigenizing digital literacy, making it to speak in the language that every one of us will understand. We are not only stopping at that, we are also maybe some of us have heard about the program they call the 3MTT. NITDA is also supporting the 3MTT program because we have the intention of giving 3 million talents in terms of specific digital skills that is both exportable and also can be utilized here in Nigeria. Now, when GetBundi proprietor was speaking, he said something, he made some little analysis, and he took it very far. He was talking about 20 million. I want us to use just use about 3 million. Calculate it yourself. If you have 3 million who are digitally empowered, who have the requisite digital skills to work whether here in Nigeria or outside Nigeria, and if they are trained, now multiply just if they are earning about $2,000 every month. Just you can use a calculator. In a year, if 1.5 million are trained and they are just earning $2,000, now if you imagine the amount of money that can come in dollars instead of remittances to Nigeria as a whole. Now, if you now extend that and increase that number to 2 million, 3 million, and 4 million, 5 million, you will understand what that will translate to. And that's why we have recognized, knowing fully well that 60% of Nigerian population are youth. And that is our primary target. That if we're able to equip and empower these young people, then Nigeria will have a very bright, good digital future. We are not stopping at that also. The second pillar of our Coordinated Roadmap and Action Plan speaks about building a robust technological innovation research ecosystem. Now, in this area, we are planning that we are going to establish centers of excellence that is going to be focused in the areas of emerging technology, especially AI, robotics, UAV, additive manufacturing, and the likes. Our goal is that we want to raise Nigerians' position in terms of percentile and their position in terms of the AI ranking to that of 25th percentile. Program has already started. If you also listen to the news in the last 1 month or so, we had an AI strategy, a co-creation strategy, where we gathered close to about 150 experts in Nigeria and Abuja through the Federal Ministry of Communication, Information and Innovation and Digital Economy, sitting down together for a whole 4 or 5 days to deliberate and discuss to come up with an AI strategy that is going to work for every one of us. Now, the idea is that at the end of the day, we should have had a document that is co-created with indigenous practice in mind, co-created with the practitioners in mind so that it can be our own document and we'll put it into place so that we can put Nigeria, in the global map of those who are focusing in the use of AI to be able to solve local problems. Now, we can always know what we also have now the topic that talk about strengthening policy implementation and legal framework. We have come up with a lot of standards, to be able to create enabling environment for private practitioners as many who want to practice and take advantage of what we are doing in the industry to effectively work without any problem. Now, our approach in terms of creating standards and regulations is that of co-creation. As we gather together, we will take input from the people who are part of the industry, coming together, sitting together, to agree together to come up with standards, come up with regulations that will going to be beneficial for the industry. So our focus in terms of developmental regulation is that of developmental. A regulation that will actually unlock the market, a regulation that will actually create business, and a regulation that will help change the business model and create a kind of a enabling environment for the practitioners themselves to grow. So that's the kind of regulation we are looking at. So in that of regulation, I'm sure most of us know about the Nigerian Startup Act. That's exactly how it came about. To unlock potentials, to create new businesses, and also to generate new business models so that people can have access and do their businesses with that kind of regulation backing and supporting them. The startup portal is already up there, and labeling is already started. For those of us who want to enjoy and be part of what the federal government is doing in terms of trying to support the startup, and register their businesses in startup portal so that they can be labeled, licensed, and recognized as a true startup. So if there are incentives that are coming up to such needs, they'll be able to benefit from it. Not only that, we have our policy that talks about promoting inclusive access to digital services. Now, that is where inclusiveness comes in. In this area, we have an objective of ensuring that 40% of gender, that means women, to be included in any of our programs, in any of our digital enterprise. 40% of the gender, which is women, are specifically set aside to be a kind of in any program we are having, maybe it's training, maybe it's empowerment, or maybe it's any program we are having, we must ensure that we have 40% of women included. So then inclusiveness is also part of our agenda. In this case also, we are hoping and we are planning that we're going to build a kind of e-learning centers across the 36 state of federation and Abuja, where people can walk in and learn, build their skills, and also do whatever digital services that particular center could offer. Now, we have also our fifth pillar, which has to do with enhancing cybersecurity and that of digital trust. Now, we are believing and we are trusting that we need to create an environment, an enabling environment that is secure for people to actually transact their business. In this area, we are looking at having a robust public infrastructure that will help those of us who are practicing and doing business in the digital space to have confidence in doing business within the digital space. That means it is possible that you do a business so that we're able to recognize that you are who you said that you are. That is exactly what the public key infrastructure will help us to enable. So we are building regulations in that regard. We also have our sixth pillar, which has to do with kind of nurturing an innovation ecosystem, nurturing an innovation and entrepreneurship ecosystem. In this case, we want to encourage domiciliation of Nigerian startups. That means the kind of businesses will have local content. Not only that, we also want to encourage and see how we can kind of make more money from what the startup people are doing, and also expose them to both local and international fora. They will have the opportunity to also teach how to scale their businesses and also expand their businesses. We will support that through, like I said, through the National Nigerian Startup Act. But we have our sixth pillar, our seventh pillar, which talks about strategic partnership and collaboration. That's where everyone of us seated in this room comes into play. Now we are poised towards collaborating with everybody. We recognize that we cannot do this business alone. we recognize that everything I have said, including that of digital, achieving 70% digital literacy by 2027, we cannot do it alone. That's why we want your cooperation. We are already partnering with other organizations. GetBundi is part of those we are trying to partner with because of the indigenous local content that they provide, and also open to partner with as many, whether individuals, whether organizations, to ensure that the entire Nigerians, especially 70% of Nigerians, are digitally literate by the year 2027. That is our goal. And we have the last pillar, which has to do with actually our internal reform, because we believe that we will have a kind of a robust organizational culture and also an agile workforce. Because we believe that if we build the right kind of capacity, if we build the right kind of competencies, now we are able to improve our system. And if we improve our system, then we are sure that we are going to meet our stakeholders' expectations. But if we don't have no such capacity, internal capacity, if we don't have such internal capability, then meeting our stakeholder expectation will be a very difficult one for us. And that's why we have that purpose in terms of having our own internal organizational reorientation, creating a level playing, creating a psychological safety environment where everyone is free to innovate, where everyone is free to query the process, challenge the process, so that we can be innovative, kind of solve our internal problem that will provide a solution for our stakeholders who are actually waiting out there to see how the problems, that is existing within our society can also be addressed. One thing we must understand that, in as much as there are many challenges in Nigeria, it provides the greatest opportunity for us to innovate. Now, we are talking about digital literacy today. There are great opportunities for us to innovate around digital literacy and provide solutions to our teen population, which are severely digitally illiterate as at this moment. I want to tell us now, we are poised to move ahead because our strategy is very, very clear. Our intention is very, very clear. We have the internal capacity. Our leadership is resolute, and collaboration and partnership is our key strategic imperative. Therefore, I use this opportunity where we are here to welcome and invite every one of us to come. Let us join our hands together to build a new digital future with digital Nigeria. Not once again.